Hello cyclists, today one of the most beautiful and in my opinion it can even be iconic cargo bikes is the Dolly Joy. And as you can see, I'm still smiling because the Joy is absolutely, the name is worth it, because I had so much fun over the last couple of weeks when I was testing the Dolly. And the brand behind Dolly is Optima Cycles. It's a production company that its heritage is in bicycles for the last couple of years. And they are located not too far from Amsterdam, called Beverwijk. And in my opinion, when you cycle the Dolly, you feel their values, their culture, in the riding experience, but also in all the little details. And for me, as I used to live in the Netherlands for a couple of years, this is like being very welcome, being straightforward, being honest, being always in a good mood. And yeah, especially this welcoming, I feel it. And what I mean by that, it's the bicycle is very easy to understand. It's very intuitive. So there is not too much happening, not too much innovation in terms of, ooh, it's too complicated, I do not understand it. So for me, this is definitely a cargo bike that brings a lot of joy to you and your family. And what you get is a lot of high quality and comfort. And what I mean by that, I'm going to explain when we take this beauty here on a test ride. The Dolly Joy, in my opinion, is a very interesting cargo bike if you're looking for a very comfortable, very reliable, universal everything. Because like when you're looking for a cargo bike, in my opinion, you have to ask yourself a couple of questions. And for me, the most important one is the sitting position, because you do spend a lot of time on the bicycle and you have to feel very comfortable. Like also what your neck and shoulders feel when you're sitting a lot on the bike. And that's why I'm also starting with this very important question is, you do feel the heritage of Dolly in this bicycle, because it belongs to Optima Cycles, and Optima Cycles is a very well-established Dutch bicycle manufacturer that produces the majority of the bike in the Netherlands in an own factory. And you feel like all the values and what the bicycle cycling culture stands for, which is sitting upright, seeing what's happening around you, and having a bicycle that is super reliable and very, very sturdy. And the Dolly combines that. So you have a very comfortable sitting position. It's upright, the shoulders, the neck is relaxed. You see what is happening because there's so many fellow cyclists, pedestrians, cars, of course, buses. And due to the fact that the bike has suspension fork in the front, the very valuable transport items, most of the time your children or groceries, they are not like super shaken when you cycle, for example, over cobblestone. And also you benefit from the suspension fork. So therefore it's like very, very comfortable. Also that the handlebars are a bit bent backwards. Therefore it's very natural and easy for the arms and for the hands to rest. I also love the ergo grips. So there's a lot of space for my hands, for my wrists, to lay easy and navigate, fly through the city. And of course, super important is the motor. And Dolly did choose, in my opinion, the best motor for a cargo bike, which is produced by Bosch. And you do have the performance line motor, which is very strong. It's not the strongest, but in my opinion, it's sufficient if you do commute a lot, even in a city like Hamburg, where every now and then you do have an incline, and I did test it with a lot of heavy items in front of my box. I could easily climb the incline. So it has 75 Newton meters, and that was absolutely enough. The motor is located in the bottom bracket, and therefore it gives you a very natural riding experience, because that is where you pedal, that is where you put your pedal power into the motor. And in combination with the torque sensor that measures how hard you push the pedal. So if you push it a bit harder, then you get more support of the motor. And therefore the combination of in the motor is in the middle, and with the torque sensor it's very natural and very harmonic riding experience. And of course every e-bike needs a battery, and this one is located here just on the back side of the box, so you can easily take it out to charge it. And you do have 3 battery options. I have the middle option, the 545 watt hours. And if you ask me about the range of the battery, it so depends. Is it winter? Is it summer? How heavy you are? How heavy is the cargo you're transporting? Are there a lot of inclines? What mode of pedal assist you choose? So maybe just to give you an example, I have to charge my bike once a week, and I cycle between 4 and 10 kilometers a day. So I would say 70, 80 kilometers I easily reached with one battery, and it's winter. You do have a little display. It's located on the left side of the handlebars. It's colorful, it has very bright colors, and even now the sun is coming and shining directly on the display, I still can read it. And most important information to me is, of course, how the battery is charged, so how far I can still go. But of course you see how fast you are, what mode of pedal assist you're in. And there's, of course, there are more information. If you want, you can just switch through it. Dolly did choose a Nexus gearing system with 5 gears. And in the beginning I was a bit skeptic. I thought, are 5 gears enough? But let me assure you, absolutely. And that's the important thing. It's enough when I have cargo loaded, but also when I'm just cycling on my own. So it was very well chosen. And I could even go faster than 25 kilometers, because the motor, as you know, with 250 watt hours, 250 watt, can only accelerate up to 25 kilometers an hour in the EU. But that was super easy for me to reach. I could even go a little bit faster. You do have 5 different modes of pedal assistance. You have no assistance at all, and then you really have to exercise. Then you do have the Eco mode, and then of course the battery lasts really, really long. You have the Tour Plus, the Sport and the Turbo mode. And most of the time when I was cycling without children in front, I did choose the Tour mode, and when I was loaded, most of the time I was cycling in Sport mode. The Turbo I only choose for like inclines or when I have to get somewhere like really, really fast. And as a mother, you probably know that sometimes the schedule is very, very tough and tight. And then I'm always happy that I could choose the Turbo. So if you're looking for a cargo bike, then I would highly recommend please go for a test ride and test the bicycle unloaded and also loaded. And then you see the Dolly, especially when you're maybe not so secure and you're maybe not the best cyclist, due to the fact that all the weight is very close to the street. It lies on the street and it gives you a very comfortable feeling and you feel very secure. And even when you're taking the bike off the bike stand and you have children in front, it still feels very comfortable and very well balanced, and you don't have to be afraid that the bike could fall to one side. Because that's a question I got asked regularly, like, is it difficult? Is it very heavy to ride the bicycle, a cargo bike? Or is it difficult to get the bike off the bike stand? So, no, but please, do the test yourself. So the standard equipment of the Dolly Joy is a band for 2 children, and I really like the buckles because they're very soft, and there are some pads for the shoulders. And for the parents it's super easy to buckle the children up, but for the children it's not easy to open the buckle. So the seat belt. So for me, definitely a really nice accessory that Dolly did choose. And this is like an advice I would give you. And there's also the option for a second bench. And I would highly recommend, if maybe every now and then you pick up your children from daycare and you want to take a friend, I would always say it's a really good investment, because the children are having like the best time sitting in the box, making fun, having a really good time. So I would definitely consider that, because the cargo bike is an investment. And people ask me a lot, like, how many years, like, can I drive the bicycle? So for how many years can I transport the children? And you can start, I would say, when your baby is like 3-4 months old, because there is a maxi-cozy adaptation system, so you can easily mount a maxi-cozy in the box. And then I would say you can easily transport your children through primary school, so up to, I would say, like 7, 8, maybe sometimes 10 years. And every now and then I still bring my son, who's 13, to school, and there's still enough space for him, for his all his bags he has to take to school, and for my gym bag and my laptop bag. So the box is huge. So definitely, if you're thinking about a cargo bike, it is a fantastic investment for not only a couple of years, but for a really long time. And I would never ever let my cargo bike go, because when I do the groceries for the family for the whole week, I do need a big box. And I never had the thought that my bike is too big. So no, cannot relate to that. The Dolly Joy comes in 6 different colors. And boy, I wish that more and more people in Hamburg would buy Dolly bikes, because they are so colorful. Very beautiful, contemporary chosen colors. And they would enhance, like, when you look on the streets and you have those beautiful bicycles cycling around. And of course, you always want to arrive in style, right? So I have a very moderate, I would say, color, but still fitting perfectly into my style. But definitely have a look at their website so you see the beautiful colors. I also really like the design of the Dolly Joy, because it's very classic, it is very typical. So there are more and more cargo bikes on the streets, yes, but you will always recognize the Dolly. And in my opinion, it is, like the name, it's very joyful, very happy. So I'm absolutely a big fan. One thing we have to talk about, and in my opinion we should talk about it much more, is the advantage of a cargo bike with a tent when it's super cold like today, because you're protected from the very cold wind. So only this part of my body is freezing cold, the rest is not, because the very cold icy wind is not hitting me. And the same when it's like raining or snowing outside, then you are, even as a driver, are pretty good protected. So only maybe part of your hands and like the upper body is exposed to the rain, but the rest is pretty dry. And believe me, I've been testing it for the last 13 years. And there are hardly like weather conditions where I wouldn't cycle, it's like when the streets are too icy. But speaking about conditions, it's autumn in Hamburg, maybe even winter. And for the last few days it was very wet, and there were a lot of leaves on the streets, and it was very slippery. But the hydraulic disc brakes, as I'm just showing you now, they worked really well, and also the tires. So their profile was always giving me a very good and secure feeling. So now I'm taking you over cobblestone, and you will see just a teeny tiny bit of shaking, but it's a very comfortable ride. So overall, the Dolly, it's very comfortable, no frizz. What you see is what you get bicycle. And I think that is for me a very big advantage, because there are more and more bicycles offering all the very innovative, disruptive stuff with a lot of software involved and more technical features. And let me tell you, the more things you find on a bicycle, the more things can break. And especially those bicycles with a lot of software involved and innovative and disruptive stuff, then most of the time, in my opinion, you talk a lot with the customer support because they tend to be very sensitive. So if you're looking for a cargo bike, and to be honest, if I had to choose again, I would look for something like the Dolly, because you do have a very reliable bicycle with quality components that do not need a lot of service. You have a very comfortable riding experience. Due to the fact that the box is made from PET, I know that my children are safe. It's a lot of fun to ride the bike. You do have the upright sitting position and it's budget friendly. So compared to other bicycles, you will always spend between 4,299 euros and you will always end up under 5,000 euros. Depending on like the battery you choose and all the different accessories. But for me, absolutely could be a game changer for your everyday life if you're looking for a cargo bike. Very important if you do live in Germany that it is compliant for the street laws, and of course important if you live in other countries is the light system, and you do have a front light that is very bright. It's located on the front wheel, so in case you're steering you see where you're going. And what I really like, the rear light is integrated in the fender and it looks very, still a bit futuristic to me if you have a closer look. And of course there are reflective stripes in the wheels. The wheels are a bit broader and chunky and they also work like a suspension. I didn't know the brand before, so there was a lot of grip when I was even cycling over very slippery leaves. And if you're taking care of the pressure of your tires, I would always recommend, that's at least what I do. I have a reoccurring appointment with myself on my calendar once a month that reminds me just to quickly check how the pressure in the tires is. That will increase your comfort of cycling and it will prevent you of having flat tires. As you can see, there's also a rear rack, so you do have the opportunity to mount more bags if you want to, or an additional child seat. When you really experience the bicycle and you get to know it, and what happened to me when I was really enjoying the Joy, I saw all the little teeny tiny details, and that's when you see where the designers and the people who develop the bicycle are really thinking of how the rider is experiencing the bicycle. Yes, the children as well, of course, but for example, I really appreciate that you integrate it into the tent. It's like a sun protection, so that prevents your children not being so exposed to the sun, but also it prevents the tent from being too hot when the sun is like shining on it for a couple of hours. I also like that the tent is open here, so I can have a proper conversation with my children if I want to. If they want to, or you just hear what's going on inside the tent. And also, of course, that you do have the flaps that you can open the tent and convert it a bit like a semi-convertible, in my opinion. Super easy mechanism. The zippers worked really well, and there's some Velcro that keeps the tent really safe and protected from wind and from rain. That's also something, that's why I'm telling you, because there are some tents that do not have those teeny tiny details, and that make really the big difference over the years when you do cycle a lot. The price starts around 4,299 euros, but then you don't have the tent, for example. But if you have like the complete bike with the big battery, you will still be under 5,000 euros. So for me, the Dolly Joy combines high quality components that are super reliable. You have a high degree of comfort. You have, what you see is what you get. So you have a very cool, very comfortable, reliable, as I just said, bicycle for every day, and it has a very interesting price. So for me, the Dolly is definitely one of the most interesting cargo bikes at the moment on the market.